Why are you so tense, god damn it?
Because I don't know what I'm doing!
Calm down.
Hello everybody, it's Philly Kuts with another Hump Day haul. What are we on? Number what? 43? I lost track. I don't remember. I think we're on 43. This is where every week, Wednesday is new comic book release day. I get a stack of comics. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. I always get stack envy of those guys in the shop that buy more than me. I don't know. What can I say? I'm insecure. Alright guys, I hope you're having a good week. It's an exciting week for me here in the comic book haul and comic book land. I got some of my favorite titles out this week, both in horror and action. Let's start first with DC. Let's start first with Batman number 42, and as you can see, the rabbit ears are never down. Rabbit ears are never down for the new Batman, who is Commissioner Gordon in a bat suit, in a mech bat suit. Not only do we have a new Batman, but now it seems we have a new mobile bat cave, as if Hill's old Batmobile wasn't enough. But you gotta remember, it's no longer just Batman, right? It's a crew. It's a sanctioned Batman. Gotham City Police Batman, a Batman with checks and balances. So he's got an entourage with him now because he has the help of the police. Now a lot of people on the police force still don't know who he is. They don't know that it's Jim Gordon, the former commissioner. And he's kind of going into this role a little haphazardly. You know, there's no way that he could stand up and fill in the shoes of Bruce Wayne, let's face it, okay? I mean, Gordon's in his mid-40s. Too old, right? That's why he needs the suit. Anyway, lots of interesting stuff in here. There's kind of like a low-grade villain that he fights that seems to have powers. Oh my god, where is my cheat sheet? So I will remember the names of things this week. He has the power to control a silicote. I don't know, it's some element, I guess, that's found in buildings. I don't know if it's like something that's in concrete. Anyway, this dude, this low-caliber villain, looks like some dude who has cheap body modifications. You know, like when people put, like, horn implants in their head. That's what this dude looks like. He anyway has power similar to Sandman. Here he is here. Take a look at this guy. See him? He's got the cheap looking horns. Anyway, that's not puke, that's not projectile vomit, that's his ability to make things out of buildings turn into stuff. And look at what he turns it into, folks. Looks like some sort of amazingly huge bat-like creature, almost like a man-bat. So pretty cool stuff. Snyder and Capullo seem to be playing with this idea of Commissioner Gordon as Batman pretty well. Commissioner Gordon's struggling, you know, he really doesn't know how to play this character, what it means, you know, what does it mean to be Batman? We all know that Bruce Wayne as Batman, it was kind of like a code of ethics that he followed. And Gordon kind of is falling into the trap of wanting Batman to mean something to the people. Whereas Bruce Wayne Batman didn't really care so much about that, right? As long as he got the job done, he got to fight those criminals. So, interesting play there. But I gotta say, there's a big surprise at the end. We all knew that Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, was not dead. And we kind of find out what he's been up to by the end of this issue. Looks like he's been doing some kind of social work or some shit or something. I don't know what he's doing, but you'll see. Alright, now I have Batman, Superman, number 22, also DC, $4. I want to add that this month, none of the DC comics that I got this month have the nice covers. You know, those nice thick covers that Batman usually has? None of that. None of that for Batman, none of that for Batman, Superman. You still have a depowered Superman in this. He's still strong as hell, right? He's still buff, okay? Not saying I am, but, you know, well, I wear the shirt. It makes me feel that way. But he can't fly. He doesn't have his X-ray vision. I don't think he has the solar flare power. He's just kind of like this, right? Kind of looks like a dude in blue jeans with a shirt on, and even the new Batman Commissioner Gordon kind of comments on that. And is seeing him as Clark Kent. You gotta remember, Clark Kent has been outed as Superman in the Superman comics. A lot of people think it's by a Lois Lane, but we're learning that maybe that wasn't the case. Anyway, new Commissioner Gordon Batman, Mecha Batman, and Superman don't seem to be getting along. As you can see, they're kind of tumbling together here, kind of getting into some fights. So that's rather interesting. But by the end of this comic, things do get straightened out a little bit. Look at how tall the new Superman, or the new Batman is in comparison to Superman. Now, I know that Superman's a little bit more in the foreground here, but that new Batman mech is pretty tall. So an interesting issue. This really explores the truth of Superman, that whole truth storyline. And I am digging it. And there's some cool new enemies in this. I'll give you a hint. Ukor, the Beast Lord of Subterranea. Looks like something out of Birthright, don't it? Anyway, we'll see how Superman handles that without all his powers, right? Alright, on to Catwoman. Jill Valentine's the writer. Catwoman, spoiler alert. I guess the spoiler's in this. I don't even know who the spoiler is. I've just been starting to read Catwoman. And really, it's like a Godfather story. You know, it's like Mario Puzo's Catwoman. You know, Catwoman is the leader now of the Gotham mafias, head of the families, and she's got to maintain that. All the while, she's having a new love affair with a woman from the, oh my god, the Yakuza mob, Hiko. She's having, you know, we've learned over the course of time that Catwoman is bisexual, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that Jill Valentine is writing that into the storyline. But anyway, this spoiler kind of comes to Catwoman, wants to be like trained, wants her skills tested. And Selina Kyle kind of defers that task off to the Asian Catwoman, as I'll call her, Miko. And Miko does some battling with her, with the spoiler. Here's the spoiler here. It's all dressed in purple. And they have at it. But the real interesting thing that I'm finding with Catwoman is, at the end of Catwoman number 1, or number 41, she found out that Bruce Wayne, Batman, got killed. And by the end of issue number 41, spoiler alert, she has vowed to find out what has happened to Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. So I'm hoping that this issue is going to expand upon that a little bit more. And I want to really see how they tie Catwoman into all of this. It'll be interesting, to say the least. But if you read the new Batman, it's kind of anticlimactic because, well, anyway, I'm not going to go there, but whatever. Alright? So Catwoman number 42, the love-hate affair that I have with Catwoman. I just kind of want to see her Catwomaning, you know? I want to see her burglaring. Cat burglaring. But it just doesn't seem to be happening. Alright, we have Constantine, folks. Number 2, the Hellblazer. This is the reboot. Kind of like an old school looking Constantine. Kind of reminds me of Sick Boy from Trainspotting, the 96 now? Classic movie about heroin addicts. This is written by Ming Doyle, who I'm not familiar with, and James Tynion IV, who has done some work on Batman, Detective Comics. That's how I'm familiar with him. But also it has the art of Riley Rossmo and the colorist of Ivan Palencia. And if anyone has been reading Rasputin, Image Comics, they will recognize that these ghosts of Constantine, who are aka his friends, look awfully familiar, don't they? Don't they look awfully familiar, like a little bit like the ghosts in Rasputin, right? Except they're not wearing, you know, like Russian hats and cute little Cossacks and stuff like that. They look just like that. Well, it makes sense because they're the art team. And if you look at the art, it's all very similar. So really, really cool. Awesome stuff. I guess basically there's some sort of evil entity that is killing Constantine's ghosts. So interesting. I'm looking forward to finding out who that is. This takes place in NYC, as you can see in the busy streets of New York City. I don't know, that kind of looks like he's in Queens somewhere or something. I don't know, it doesn't look like he was in Manhattan for sure. But, good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, folks, Constantine. Reboot. Alright, Marvel Comics. And it's another Star Wars series, Lando. Okay, Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams, malt liquor. I gotta say, Colt 45. If people know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments section below. Why am I bringing up Colt 45 malt liquor when I'm talking about Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian? Bonus points if you could tell me why. But anyway, the artist Alex Maleev of Daredevil fame, and I think he did some stuff on the Red Lanterns. I don't know. I'm not sure. He makes Lando like a dead ringer, man. Look at this. Look at this artwork. Look at Lando. Now, one of the huge complaints that I had about the Dodson people that were doing Princess Leia was that it didn't really look like Princess Leia. It was like so inconsistent from panel to panel, page to page. Who is this woman that they're drawing? But dude, Alex Maleev, right on the money, man. That's fucking Billy D in his prime. In his prime. I'm loving this. And it looks like Billy D is bedding women already in issue number 1. They're pointing guns at him, really living up to his scoundrel name, right? I mean, who was a bigger scoundrel, Billy D or Harrison Ford, Han Solo, right? They both were kind of nerve herders, right? They were kind of scummy. So I'm loving it. And I guess basically the whole premise of this is kind of before the events of Empire Strikes Back. Lando is on a mission, I guess, to have a big score, to try to score this amazing spaceship. Now, could it be the Millennium Falcon? I mean, that's what maybe. But I don't know, I don't think so, because then it would have to take place before the events of Star Wars, right? Because Han Solo had the Millennium Falcon before then, so I don't know. It's my understanding that the timeline of all these new Marvel Star Wars comics is in between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, so it's like Bridger series. So I'm excited. Again, this is a 5-issue series. I got the action figure cover, and I just want to make a note here. This was regular cover price, this variant cover, $4, okay? My comic book shop didn't have this like bagged up and boarded like the other action figure covers for, I think Star Wars was doing them, I think Darth Vader might have done them. There's been a bunch of them. And they were always more money than the $4 cover price. They were usually about $6.99, $7.99. Why is it that Lando Calrissian is like the only one where they didn't do that? And a lot of the other variant covers were cover price. Now, I'm not complaining. You know, I like to see that different variant covers are only $4. I'm not really into buying multiple covers. I do buy variant covers, as you can see, but usually I only ever buy one issue of a comic. I don't get into that whole business and opening up that whole freaking minefield of buying multiple covers of the same issue. I'm just not. That's a personal boundary that I set with myself, and I'm not going to get into that. But why? Why is Lando the only one where they did this? It's kind of messed up. You may be knowing where I'm going with that, but you let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know if your comic book shop was charging more than the $4. I don't. Maybe it's my shop. I don't know. I doubt it though, because my shop is usually in line with the variant covers, you know. So interesting, very interesting. Okay, Colin Bunn, he's all over the place, right? This is Harrow County number 3. I can't believe they're already up to issue number 3. It's kind of like a horror tale, kind of like a cross between, you're feeling like you're reading like a tall southern whopper mixed with like a real gothic kind of flair to it. And Colin Bunn even said in an expose in the last issue, you know, he wrote like a little essay about where he got the idea to write Harrow County, and I guess his father used to tell some pretty tall tales, and he kind of told a tall tale about this haunted house that he encountered. He was like riding on a motorcycle. His motorcycle broke down on an old country road. Lo and behold, right where he broke down, there's this like haunted house up on a hill. He didn't know that at the time, but he decides to walk up the field into this house, and lo and behold, he sees like these ghosts and apparitions. Scared the living shit out of him so bad, he ended up leaving his bike in the road and just ran for the hills back to his other relatives. But this is an awesome book. 18 years ago, a witch gets killed by these townsfolk out in this old tree in this girl's backyard. And you guys know I don't remember names. That's the main character there. Anyway, out on the farm, in the field, there's this tree. That's where they hung the witch. And 18 years later, it seems that she has a connection to this witch. Now, is she reincarnated? Is she a daughter of the witch? Pa knows what's up. Her father knows what's up. He knows that funny things have been happening. She's been getting all sorts of psychotic. Okay? Like, there's one scene in the last book where she feels like she has scratches and marks all over her. And then when her father comes in and they show her father looking at her, there's no marks on her. So she's like psychotic. There's something going on. She finds a skin, okay? AKA Hellraiser. I can't help but think of Hellraiser. She finds like a skin. Like if a snake sheds its skin, it molts. She finds this of a boy. And you're wondering, who the hell is this boy? Who the hell is this boy of the skin that she found? And this kid is helping her because at the end of issue number 2, she's being hunted by the townsfolk. They're ready to string her up like her mother or maybe whoever she was. He's hopping out of the trees. Look at that. Does that not remind you of Hellraiser, Uncle Frank? Skinless, okay? Getting ready to pounce on her paw. Even her paw is chasing her in the woods. And then you're wondering, she goes into a graveyard and she encounters all these flaming skeleton people. Friend or foe, folks. So this is just an amazing book. The artwork by Tyler Crook is amazing, okay? He does the art and the lettering, and I can't see who is doing the coloring, but it's like a watercolor palette. It's just amazing. It's amazing, amazing artwork. I mean, look at the texture on there of the characters. It's like looking at like watercolor pictures. And it's just amazing. And it's one of my favorite books right now. Colin Bunn's hitting it out of the park, if you ask me. I just started reading Aquaman. He started doing Aquaman now, number 41, and I'm going to stick with Aquaman. And actually, I just put in a huge order to cheapgraphicnovels.com. I have a huge graphic novels order coming in. They're having a big sale, big 4th of July sale. And I think they've extended it actually until the 13th of July. I have no affiliation with cheapgraphicnovels.com, but I wanted to let you guys know that there are some amazing sales right now. Like, you can get hardcover graphic novels for like 50 to 60% off the price. And I'm going to let you guys know I got a bunch of Aquaman and a bunch of Green Lantern stuff. And I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the package when it comes in. And I can't wait. I got a ton of stuff. So I'm almost going to make it like a review of the whole process and the whole package and how good did Cheap Graphic Novels package up my stuff. The great thing about that place is for $7.99 flat rate, you can order as many graphic novels as you want. So order as much as you can. Take advantage of the one flat rate shipping price, and you're good, man. You're good. That's why I'm loving it. All right, we're on to Dead Horse, and we got my buddy Abe Sapien, folks. Abe Sapien, number 24, from the pages of Hellboy. Last month it was a one-shot of Abe Sapien with Hellboy in a flashback issue. They were battling like Ogopogo. It was something like the Loch Ness Monster version of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, something like that. Ogopogo. I don't know, I might be saying it wrong. Great reminiscing in this issue. The first, like, 3 or 4 pages, the artwork is actually by Mike Mignola. And it's a flashback that Abe Sapien has pre-Seeds of Destruction, which is like the start of Hellboy. But there's Mignola in action. This is really Mignola, you can tell. That's the artwork of Mignola. And then by issue or page number 5 or 6, it switches over to Sebastian Fumiara, who I like too. He does an excellent job as well. There's Abe Sapien. Anyway, Abe Sapien, this is a brand new story arc too. He's separated from that cult that he was hooked up with in like the last 5 issues. All that cult business is over with. And him fighting like voodoo people and stuff. That's all done with, folks. So if you want to jump on to a series now, good starting point. I'm surprised they didn't put that on here. Usually they label that for the BPRD series. Good starting point for new readers. Do it. He's in Florida. Abe Sapien's in Florida. In the swamps. There's a return of the frog people, right? Classic Hellboy stuff in here. Plague of Frogs business. Well, it looks like some of them are back, folks. And Abe Sapien has got to do battle. And, you know, Abe Sapien is still trying to find out more of who he is. He knows that he's like a former human being who transformed into this aquatic amphibian type guy after he came in contact with some sort of secret relic, but he still doesn't know all the details. So I guess this story arc is going to reveal a little bit more of that. So I'm really looking forward to it. And Abe Sapien is just a strong character, man. I love Abe Sapien. So please check this out. There's so much exciting stuff happening in this issue. You got the coloring of Dave Stewart, who can do no wrong, if you ask me. He creates the best murky atmospheres. He creates the best colorful atmospheres. I love it. I love everything about Dave Stewart and Abe Sapien. It's just a great book. Please check it out. Please. I feel like I'm the only one that does Mignola stuff, you know? Image, Descender, number 5. The story of Tim 21, android robot boy who was found isolated for 10 years on a mining moon. Great book. I received some validation today, right? Don't you love it when you go to your comic book shop and you get validated by the comic book clerk, where the comic book tells you, oh yeah, man, I've been reading Descender too, man. Isn't it great? That's a great book. I don't know if it's just a psychological tactic they use to make you feel better. I mean, they do seem to say that to everybody, at least one book that they're buying, right? Or maybe if you're buying a certain number of books and then they'll say that to you. I don't know, I'm being cynical. Anyway, it was just nice to actually have the clerk, you know, recognize something that I was buying, which was like the first time ever. And it was kind of cool to get into a little conversation about Descender. Great book. You got the artwork of Dustin Gwynn, written by Jeff Lemire. Tim 21, he may hold the secret as to why, and I wrote this down, as to why the United Galactic Council, the core planets of the United Galactic Council, were invaded by these huge robots. Think Pacific Rim, right? The movie, Guillermo del Toro. Think of that. Think of those robots times like 1,000. That's how big they were. They were huge. And they invaded these planets and just started killing everyone. And what did that lead to? It led to human beings being against all kinds of robots. And all the robots and cyborgs or whatever were being hunted down because they thought that it had something to do with that. These big giant robots come and attack them. We're going to kill all the robots. So does Tim 21, the boy cyborg, hold some sort of secret? And it kind of gives you some insight into here to the United Galactic Council as to why they are keeping him alive. There's some of the artwork here. And this has a very like light pastel-y kind of look as well. kind of like a very penciled look. It's a great book, man. It's a great book. It almost looks like a cross between like watercolor and colored pencils, man. Or pastels. It's just got a great, great look. There's Tim 21 on the cover. Your heart really starts to go out for this kid. I mean, in the first issue where you find him and he wakes up, he like awakes from the slumber and he realizes that he's all alone and he's the only one that's been there for like 10 years, and the family that he was there to serve is dead, and you feel for him, man. You don't even feel like he's a robot. And he's being chased by bounty hunters, and it is scary stuff, man. But it is a great book. I highly recommend this as well, Descender. Alright, and then finally, my final book of the haul is Pisces number 3, Image Comics. It's kind of like a PTSD story, man. It shifts back and forth between different times. It's an astronaut who was once a former soldier, and it kind of shifts in between his mission out in outer space. Shows him taking a shower and shit. I know you guys love that. Aw, yeah. Shifts between him and Vietnam, and it looks like he was a prisoner of war. They were shoving bamboo under his fingernails. Check out that artwork. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. That is awesome. So he's been tortured. He's been in the shit. He's seen a lot of combat, folks, and it's impacted him. And he's kind of a dick, too. It seems like he has a drinking problem. It seems like he may be beaten up on his significant other. So lots of stuff and issues in this. And I'm very, very curious to see how it goes. And it does kind of have a scary flair to it. We do have a very strange sex scene where there's some licking of sores. Yeah. Nirvana, I'll kiss your open sores. Yeah. So interesting stuff, dude. And I really want to see where this is going. And then there he is as the astronaut on his secret mission. I don't want to give too much away. But this is written by Curtis Weeb, and the artwork is by Johnny Christmas, and Tamara Bonvillain does the coloring, and I'm really, really enjoying this book. It's another great horror kind of thriller book that I'm enjoying by Image Comics, and that's Pisces. Alright, dudes, that's another one in the books. Let me know what books you got this week. And I look forward to getting my package, and when I do, I'm going to open it up and share it with you guys, and it'll be like my first graphic novel haul, although it's not the first time I've bought graphic novels. I do have quite a few. And then I'll get into some of the questions that you guys have been asking me, you know, like which do I prefer to read, comics or graphic novels, you know, floppies, single issues, or graphic novels. There's pros and cons to both, I believe. So I'll get into that probably in that video. So be on the lookout, guys. And as always, thanks for watching, man. Thanks for watching, and I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. Peace. Bye! Shut this off.
Am I clear? You fuck! God damn it!
Dad, you're not clear.
Dad, you're gonna get in an accident. You can't stop here.
I'm all fucked up! Why, I'm going crazy!